everybody, welcome back to day 2 of Guild Week on Guild Chat. That's a lot of saying guilds. We're going to take a look at the second guild hall we have available today, so we'll go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to let you guys go down the line and introduce yourselves. Jesse?
I'm Jesse Christensen. I did the environment artwork on both guild halls, actually. So
Thank you.
I'm Dara Patoska, and I do the QA embedded QA work for guild halls.
I'm Seth Chadwick. I'm gameplay programmer for Guild Halls.
Awesome. All right, so last time we talked to you guys about guild halls before this week, Link and I took a tour of the Gilded Hollow. I want so badly to say Gilded Precipice. I'm just merging our guild halls now. Right. Gilded Hollow, that was the subterranean. Everything's coated in gold. Scrits just are losing their minds when they see it. So today we're going to come back up above ground with these huge sandstone cliffs of Lost Precipice. Jesse, do you want to just kind of start showing us around?
Yeah, I'd love to. So just a quick tour of what we had going on. So like Ruby said, the other one, the other guild hall, the Gilded Hollow, is more of an underground cave. So this one we wanted to make just completely different. So we went the complete opposite, right? So
you did, in fact. This is opposite.
And right from the start, we're gonna just jump off and glide around here. But this is all about gliding. This is all about having huge height differences and just.
Yeah, there's a lot of, this is a lot like we talked about during TwitchCon last week. We talked a lot about Verdant Brink, and we went gliding around there and talking about how much use we're making of all the different levels.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wing it sometimes.
30 seconds. 30 seconds, we made it. Carry on,
So
Jesse.
great.
I didn't say to just like get up and leave.
Sorry, good.
Oh, sweet. So what's this?
Great. So these ruined buildings here, you'll eventually be able to restore as you upgrade and progress your guild hall.
Is that during your post-mortem?
Definitely.
All right. So these are the ruined buildings from there. We haven't upgraded and made everything beautiful from where the Mordrum stomped it to pieces, right? Okay.
Right. They're still broken from.
So it starts looking better. I'm just looking up at how high everything goes up, and I mean, you're just like mid-level, right? You can still go.
Yeah, there's
a
a whole level below and a whole level above.
All right, so where are we now?
We are moving up towards the guild crystal.
Oh, hey!
Yeah,
nice.
Those are great, right? I love those. So yeah.
I was just sitting here going, oh, what's that thing you're standing? Oh.
It's with so much verticality, we don't want to make everybody spend all their time running up and downstairs. So we had the great idea of just making those jump pads that really let you just be the glider.
Okay,
right?
so you don't have to run around on the stairs.
That's right. So up here we have the same crystal thing that we have in the Gilded Hollow.
And this is the crystal that gets untangled from the vines after you liberate your guild hall.
Yeah. So our tavern master.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some of that verticality you see right there. It's
wow. You know what? After you land, can we take a look at the map view just to get an idea of how big around? Because we've seen how deep it is, so let's see how wide.
Yeah.
Jeez, this is gorgeous.
Let's see if I can get over there before my glider time runs out.
Ah! You need to level up your mastery. Come on, Jesse.
I know. Right?
Step it up. Okay.
Another one of these. There we go. Back up in the air, flying. So there's a whole lot of space for guilds to have fun decorating, do events, crazy shenanigans, whatever. So right here, I'll pause, and you wanted to look at the map?
Yeah, let's take a look just so we can get an idea. So that's where you are.
I'm right here. We started back here at the entrance, and it's a lot.
That is a lot. So I'm not that worried about running out of room for decorations.
No,
is kind of where we're going with this.
Plenty of room for decorations.
Sweet.
So.
All right, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no problem.
There's evidently a lot of birds up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's cliffs, right? You have to have some birds.
All right, so where are we heading?
Just around to the outside, more space and.
All right. right, so we're kind of getting an idea of what there is, and
that central area has most of the services. Over here is mainly just fun ruins to explore and things.
So I tried to get over to those on the left the other day gliding. I was not very good. I ended up just like smashing into the side. There's kind of an aiming thing that you have to do there. I was not good at it.
Well, luckily most of the water doesn't kill you.
Yeah, I didn't die. I was just embarrassed.
Let's see if I can.
Navigating updrafts so you can get a little farther out.
That's right.
Ooh, cool.
Over here's the mine. That's where you gather resources to upgrade your buildings and things, I think.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yep,
That's right.
the Ethereum.
All right, so can we head toward the arena?
Yeah,
Is that a place we can go?
I'll
I have
head there
no
next.
idea. I have no idea if you're close. You might be there for all I know.
I'm kind of on the opposite side of the map, honestly, so we'll get there in a hurry, though.
I can't recognize anything on this map. All I've done so far is fly around and go, I wonder what I can do here.
Yeah, it won't take us very long at all to get over there.
Yeah. So while we're running around, why don't I'll pick on you two while Jesse's trying to focus on getting where he's going. We talked about, running missions and earning favor to build up your guild hall a little bit. Where do you want to start on that? I mean, once you're starting to build from the ruins, what's the best way to go about that?
So when you start getting favor, it's going to go towards building an upgrade. And so where do we want to go with this?
We want to build the tavern first,
right?
right?
Start with the tavern.
All right.
Yes.
So your first tavern is going to be the tavern restoration. So it's basically you see all these ruins around and you go, I really want to start fixing these things up. And so you'll start with your tavern restoration 1, or in any case of any of the buildings, they all start with your first restoration. And when you build it, there's going to be a tent set up, and you're going to see scaffolding go up, and the NPC is going to show up, the proprietor, and he's going to basically offer you a lot of upgrades that you can potentially put towards your guild while they're working on refurbishing and restoring.
Nice. Okay.
And then midway up through the building, you get to the Restoration 2, which means that they've finished doing a lot of the outward fixing, and you're going to be able to start getting the really nice polished looking area.
Oh, nice. You know what, I'm going to ask a quick question. How many, are these jump pads pretty frequent through here? I mean,
Yeah, they're scattered pretty equally throughout just to provide ease of navigation and movement.
Awesome. I'm going to be making heavy use of those. I suppose I have to ask my guild and get their opinions, but I am kind of favoring this one, even though I love how gorgeous the other one is. Don't drag me into this. Okay, you totally dragged me into this. So can you place decorations everywhere? I mean, anywhere I can see. Do you just plop them down wherever?
You can place decorations in most places. So we've gone and placed some particular, designated some particular places where you cannot place decorations. Like you cannot place decorations around waypoints because you could block the collision in the place where you're supposed to teleport in.
All
and
right.
It's not going to cause, that might cause issues. You cannot place decorations, you cannot place non-arena decorations inside the arena, but it's got its own set of decorations,
handy, yeah.
which I think is tomorrow. But other than that, yeah, most places, there's some validation, so you can't place a decoration inside of collision for the most part. You can't place a decoration on the side of a cliff. It needs to generally be on flat land.
Okay, sweet. All right, so we are at this arena. It gets better, right?
Yeah, this is
it's like it's kind of busted up
demolished, the ruined starting state, Mortar Moth's minions kind of wrecked all these decaying ruins.
They had a battle in there.
So it gets a lot better. And
all right, so the Gilded Hollow, their arena, it's kind of a modern, very sleek and slick and pretty. This one's kind of more of a gladiator feel, right? Just carved out of stone.
Yeah, it's picture like if you were at the Derman Priory and you're going in and you're seeing a lot of the ruins and a lot of the history. And that is the tone that we are looking for with the halls is, like you said, one's going to be really modern and very sleek, very polished, very golden. And it is intentionally meant to look like it is discovered ruins of temples and civilizations.
I'm getting distracted. There's so much to see. I'm just picturing like 200 guild members running through this place.
Yeah, when QA, as we're going through all of this, we're constantly finding new chambers that we hadn't realized existed previously. Jesse has all these little areas tucked away.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fun of it, really. It's just making little nooks and crannies and trying to tell little fun stories with just fun little bits of discoverable things.
Can we upgrade the arena to see what it looks like in its next stage?
Yeah,
is this where you'd slide
just use the map layer effect command?
Yeah.
Or just throw it to Dara and make her do it?
So we're not actually upgrading the guild hall here, we're just cheating.
Yes. Yeah, you have to do, so how do you upgrade? Just through the materials that the NPC asks for?
So each of our buildings has what we call the proprietor who shows up. They're usually specialized and, well, not even usually, they're always specialized.
Okay.
And when you talk to them, they will show you all the possible upgrades that that building could offer, and they themselves can offer service to upgrade. So if you see over in front of Jesse right now, that is actually the Restoration 1 for the arena. So in that area, you would have the proprietor who's standing there organizing things, making sure things are kept pretty solid while things are being restored. And if you talk to him, he would give you the option to talk about what can I get for my arena. And you would see a new window that shows up. And it would have a tree off to the side within there of icons with names on them. And it would show you this is an upgrade for the base, and then here's all of the branching upgrades that you can get. And so you'd select one, and in the next screen over, you'll see all of the requirements that you need. So your guild level, or the materials that you need, or the amount of favor that you need to earn before you can have it, or the amount of Ethereum that your mine is going to have to mine in order to obtain it.
All right.
And then you can approve that upgrade once you meet all of those qualifications, and you would see things like the arena becoming more magnificent.
So who gets to make this decision? I mean, is it only the guild leader, or can you just go to the guild panel and set your permissions to who gets to make these upgrades?
It's anyone who has permissions to buy upgrades.
Okay, and guild leader, you have control over those permissions. Okay, just making sure.
I believe it's guild leader and officers by default.
Okay.
Yeah, we've greatly increased the number of permissions that a guild is going to be able to offer.
Really?
So I think we've almost doubled the number of permissions that you can customize.
We might have more than doubled, but yeah, it's a lot more.
So it's more flexible.
We can show you that if you want to bring up the guild panel.
Yeah, sure.
And then go to the
Jesse's
ranks
like,
tab.
I just got the thing upgraded.
That's all right.
Third from bottom.
We have
third
time.
from
We can
bottom.
look at all of them.
The ranks?
So yeah, there's the impressive list over there. Let's see. So new ones here. We've got decorator, arena decorator, separate permissions because decorating the arenas might not be as big of a deal for you as decorating the rest of the hall.
Yeah.
Any others
So you
want to
can
call
create a new rank and just call it whatever you want.
We have
that
things. Right? Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
We also have things for using the assembly queue or using resonance. So the assembly is going to be a feature within the workshop. And as people create scribing recipes and schematics, those will go into your assembly. And you will have the option of queuing those things into your assembly. That will then allow those objects to be built over time, or you can hurry them if you spend resonance to create fuel. And in turn, those things will become objects. So World v. World, a lot of those consumables that you guys are going to need for your claiming, they're schematics that you create through scribing, and they will end up inside your assembly queue. And I think I'm hijacking a little bit.
You're all good. I'm just Jesse's making funny ranks while you do that.
And then, say your guild banners, those will also show up from the scribing station after they're created and appear within your assembly, so you can craft banners.
Okay.
So That's the
Nice.
purpose of the assembly, but that'll be all through your workshop.
Okay. All right. So are we still able to see the arena from here? Sorry.
Absolutely.
Because it looks really, really cool in its finished state. I like the flags.
We'll be talking more about the arena and the arena features on Thursday.
Yay.
Yay.
Yep. I won't make us go too far into it because I have lots of questions.
Right? Yeah, no, I keep looking at it going, oh, I should mention that. Oh, I should
Oh, I
mention
should
that.
mention it.
That's sorry, like,
You know what? You should totally mention that on the arena time.
Yes.
During arena time. Right now, it's not arena time.
Jesse, did you turn on the set dressings?
Probably not.
Let's put Jesse under more pressure. Type all the
How many
things,
commands
Jesse,
do you remember?
Let's see.
off the top of your head. You don't have to.
Yeah, I'm not sure. if
It's
I can
okay.
get it for this one.
Oh, the animated?
Yeah, it's all right.
I found myself learning these commands really well over the past week as I made sure I knew what all we were talking about. Oh, that's
I don't think this is E1. It's just.
No, it's not okay.
that's totally okay. So you mentioned we've talked a little bit about the mine and is it Ethereum?
Yes.
And Ethereum. Okay, walk me through that a little bit. What is it?
So the mine is the.
Seth's going. Thanks, man.
You're up.
Surprise.
So mine's the second building that you can make.
Okay.
So all the buildings have a proprietor. That's your point of contact. So the mine proprietor, Kaga, I think.
Yeah, we call it Kaga.
Is it
yeah.
Kaga? Okay.
Kaga.
Okay, so since you're saying we call it Kaga, I think I might be mispronouncing her name. But
We decided on Kaga yesterday.
Yeah.
So
oh, okay.
We had a
We
really
had- we
long
had no
debate about
idea.
it.
Okay, yeah, little Soa, she will ask you, hey, I think there's some resources here that could, profit us somehow, aka
Nice.
allow us to progress in our upgrades. And so if you give me these resources, then hey, I'll put it to use in building this mine. So you get her the resources, which we'll talk about how you do that. And then you get the upgrade, you get the mine. The mine then will start producing a new guild currency called Ethereum. Ethereum, I got the right one?
Yep.
And Ethereum it's a time gate, but it's a pre-time gate. So in the current upgrade system, when you buy an upgrade, it takes 3 days to get created.
Right.
Now, we figured that was a little disappointing. You'd be like, we finally got enough influence, or you wouldn't, because influence is so easy to get. But to build this thing,
Hey,
okay.
some of us had to work for that stuff.
My guild did too.
Yeah.
Small guilds.
Thank you.
Anyways.
Yeah, so you finally got enough stuff, but you have to wait 3 more days.
Exactly. And so when you actually get it, you might not even be online. There's not really that moment of celebration. So instead of waiting, you still wait, but now it's, hey, this particular thing costs 100 Ethereum. You gain 1 Ethereum every 160 seconds at current rate. So that means, do some math, you've got to wait X amount of time before you can get this thing. Oh, we've got it now. We've got enough. Let's build it. Let's
can do this
celebrate.
thing.
We got our moment. Yeah.
So can you upgrade the mine or do anything to make Ethereum come faster?
Yes. There's 2 stats you can change in the mine. There's capacity and weight. So the weight obviously makes you get Ethereum faster. Capacity changes the cap of how much you could store.
And there will be points at which you'll hit upgrades that require more capacity than you can actually hold. And so you'll probably want to consider not abandoning your mine and keeping that up to date as you build up the rest of your hall.
That's a good hint. Thank you for that.
Yes.
This helps me set priorities. All right, so is that the mine over there?
Yeah. So this is the first level of the mine. As you, like they said, as you get further along the upgrade path, it gets deeper and bigger. So there's a lot more depth to it.
There's a lot to dig.
There is.
We need like a Dara pun marker behind me, and just
okay.
little hatch marks every time a pun happens. All right, so do you get to see this stuff? I actually don't know this, so I'm just, how much can I dig into this? Can you see the stuff getting produced, or does it look like something?
As you upgrade it, so there's 2 types of upgrades. There's mainline primary upgrades. I don't think we ever really gave it a name. And there's secondary upgrades. The mainline upgrades, they change the look of the building in question. So the mine has the most. It has 6, if I recall correctly.
Ooh, really?
I think we're launching with 3.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
Oh, okay. My
Do that
bad.
over
It
time.
has 3.
You get me all excited about how many upgrades I can have, and then you just snatch it away.
And yeah, each one of those will make the mine get deeper, more exposed, whatever. Depends totally on whatever magic Jesse has decided to do. The other
as we
buildings
can
have
get
the
away
same
with.
thing. So we just saw that with the arena. The arena has 2 stages, 2 mainline upgrades. The first one creates those tents, and the proprietors will all walk and stand in that tent area. And then once you give them enough resources to fund the second mainline upgrade, the tavern, the arena will continue, finish being restored. It'll look its final look.
Its final form?
Its final form,
I couldn't
yes.
help it.
and all those proprietors will then path into the arena proper and
Okay.
hang out there.
You did see that.
Hey, so we might want to look into that. Why, yes, we are
the
still
mine's
working on this game
treacherous.
before it launches.
That's the dangers of the MLEs, is that the collision isn't always put in with the
Yeah,
rest
there's
of it.
once you cheat enough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's all good. I found that recently when I was just again using our cheaty dev hacks to get around. There's consequences after you do it so often.
Yeah.
I don't
Actually,
understand. I'm inside a rock.
for QA, we actually do that where we try to enforce everybody, making sure that we do this as naturally as possible when we're testing. Because when you use those cheats, that it can often invalidate a lot of what we're looking for if we find a bug and we found it through a cheat.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're definitely not going to have a repro for that.
Yeah.
Interesting. And that's a little look into QA.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so we've been talking a whole bunch about upgrades, and I'm really distracted. I'm going to have to just do this and not look because I keep getting super distracted by how cool it looks and how much I love this one because I've been a sucker for gliding. The whole time we've been testing all of this, that's been the most fun I've had.
Yeah, they're doing it a lot in the jungle maps, and it was great to be able to build a guild hall where we were able to use to highlight gliding as like one of the main attractions.
Yeah,
So.
that was awesome. I have to confess, though, I was really tempted by Gilded Hollow when I came across that Scrit running around just losing his mind about all the shiny. And I followed that little guy for something like 5 minutes going, what else does he do? Okay, no, he just does this. He can't even cope with it.
Well, in the guild halls, the guild halls team, we have a small competition going to debate how many of you are going to pick heights and how many of you are going to pick the Gilded Hollows.
Really?
Yes. And it's for similar reasons of the debate, like, are people going to pick the Lost Precipice here because they like to fly? Or are they going to go for the Gilded Hollow because it's very lovely? Or, in like my case, I think that everything is more conveniently located together. It is more efficient.
You cannot do that. Strike that from the record immediately. And now we know what side you're on.
Oh.
So what's at stake? Now I'm curious.
I don't think we ever had an actual wager, just a friendly
stakes.
debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it a lot of gold or something. Somebody gets
Well, I mean,
gems.
Gilded Hollow has all the gold you could possibly need.
Stop.
Right.
This is really unfair, and I'm going to be hearing from the rest of QA about how they want their moment, and we're going to have like a guild hall debate or something.
Oh, boy.
Oh my gosh, that's all right. So now that Dara has finished swaying the vote in her favor. All
Well,
right,
McKenna's
so-
also, like, in favor. It's not just me.
Yeah, I didn't see McKenna doing that.
Well, we were just disappointed with ourselves after the stream when we realized that
Okay.
we hadn't taken the opportunity.
So you-
Link is very pro Lost Precipice. So
But he's not here to
yeah,
defend himself.
Yeah, that's
this
right.
is true. Sorry, Link.
You don't look a little bit sorry, and I'm starting to question how he got sick. All right, so
It was
do
the
you guys
toaster.
It was feeling a little toasty.
That was like 9. We're at like 9 puns now. All right, so do you guys have more upgrades that you want to talk to us about?
Let's actually see the upgrade panel.
Sure.
Yes, please.
So let's go
bring up your
find
guild
that
panel.
fellow that's at the entrance.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we go
I
to the
don't remember
tavern
his name because it's all Nornish.
Tavern guy?
Yeah, tavern guy. I think it starts with a G.
I think he's actually up here. I thought I saw him up
Yeah, central waypoint.
Good. I can look at this. I can look at this guild hall more.
Is it that one?
Yep.
Hey. Hey for waypoints.
Not that guy.
Oh.
Turn around.
We want to talk to him at some point also. But let's,
You could just stay there.
was that Tim to the right?
Yes. Look for the.
This really is
Nope,
huge.
that's
I thought I
different
saw him
one.
up by the guild crystal. So
Yeah, he's up by the crystal.
Notary.
Yeah.
So he has an icon. So if we
Oh.
view the
You
map,
look
we
for
can find him.
the ale mug.
There we go.
There
Oh,
he is.
handy.
Okay, he is up
Oh,
there.
okay. Yeah, he's way
Yep.
over there.
Another feature that is really nice that actually Seth put in for us is every time one of your proprietors is offering something new for your guild, on the mini map or on the world map, the icon that hovers over their head, you'll notice right now on the mini map that there is a little red circle with an exclamation point on it.
Hey.
And that means that there is an upgrade available that you haven't seen before. And so you can
Here's a
talk
new
to that.
thing.
Yeah.
You
Handy.
seem a friendly sort.
We do seem a friendly sort. We are good people. All right.
Did
So
not
what
clean
can this
up
guy do
the-
for us?
Maybe I need to hook up the tavern first. Is that?
No. He totally should have brought up a UI. Do you have permission in this guild?
Hard work.
I hope so. I made it.
Well, that's
Running a
disconcerting.
tavern is hard work.
That's right.
I don't
There
even
it
trust
is.
you
There
to
it
do
is.
anything with it.
He was talking.
Oh, one of those.
Oh, okay. He just didn't want to be interrupted.
All right. So keep in mind that these costs are currently still being balanced, but this is your upgrade panel. I don't know, Seth, if you wanted to add anything before I start into it.
No.
Yeah, as always,
so
numbers
actually,
not
I'll
final.
talk about. You see at the very top, there's one upgrade, and then there's a bunch of upgrades under that. So that's the main line versus other upgrades I was talking about. So,
Yep.
that's that. Go ahead.
So the Ethereum that Seth was talking about earlier, as you gain and spend your Ethereum, is going to be tracked in that lower Ethereum box that's below the tree of upgrades. And right now you're seeing that because we don't actually have a mine, that the maximum, you're at the maximum rate that you can potentially get. So it's going to say you're at the maximum rate, which of course is 0. But if we had the mine upgrade number 1, then you would actually see that that capacity was a certain number and that you were getting a certain rate, and it would have a timer in place of max. So it would be counting down, and you'd know, like, how long do I have to wait before I get 1 tick of Ethereum? So you'll be able to use that inside of any of your upgrade panels. And like Seth was also saying, your first major main upgrade is going to be at the top of the tree. And let's say for some reason that you were curious about, well, what can I get further down the line? So, are you going to upgrade it?
Yeah. Let's try.
Did you use build building?
I thought so.
You missed
I-
one.
yeah,
So
you
build
did.
building.
Ah,
Yeah. So
Super long.
while he's doing that, I'm gonna.
Oh, that's okay. I was trying to do that the other day, and now I understand why I was doing the very same thing.
Ah.
All right.
All right. So magic just happened.
Oh, look at that.
So McKenna's been hard at work at making a lot of these cinematics to put in. So every time you build your buildings, you're going to see a cinematic as they construct it.
That's new. I hadn't seen that the last time I
Yeah.
went through this.
So having purchased it, Gamley there, he is going to start running for the tavern, and he's going to hang out there, and that's where he's going to be located until you build the next version of the tavern. He's got a pretty long path in heights, so we can actually
We can speed up
beat
time.
him there.
He hasn't unlocked gliding, I'm assuming.
No.
Like he's just run over there going beer, 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 beer.
Yeah. I mean, he's a Norn. Norns are going to be a little bit more like, I could tough it out and
Okay,
Do
so
what needs
he's
to be
just
done.
he thinks he's too manly for gliding.
too Nornish for
He's-
gliding, I
he's
think.
very wrong. Gliding is awesome. And I'm absolutely taking my Norton gliding. All right, so we have the tavern tent.
Yes.
Does it have a fancier name than that, or
It is the Tavern Restoration Building 1.
okay?
And
I like
the
tavern
other proprietor that you see here is when you first, because we have an order of how you do your upgrades. So you have to have your tavern first, and then you get your mine, and then you get your workshop. Following that, you're able to build within reason because you're going to have a level gate for your buildings. You're going to be able to build upgrades in any order following that.
Nice. Okay.
And there'll be prerequisites for some of the upgrades as well. Like some upgrades will go like, oh, this can't be built until I actually have this upgrade here because it's this that made this possible.
Okay.
So in the case of the tavern, a lot of the upgrades further down in the tree, even though you might be the level that it can use it, it won't allow you to build it until that particular upgrade has been built.
Okay, so it's almost like you're building on this foundation of upgrades, and you need
Yes.
to get this thing before you can get the thing that builds on that.
Correct.
Okay.
So looks like he made it. He is here. He is ready to assist us. I think he has another scene though that he has to talk about.
I love meeting new people. Bring all your guildies to buy my ale.
Theoretically, when we ship, these scenes will actually be scenes and not just a span of time of nothing.
Yeah.
We have to wait.
Yeah, Link is still putting all of that information in. But all of our proprietors have their own personalities and are really interesting. And Link has backstories for many of them, or special, like, this is the thematic, how
Does he
they
really?
discuss. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Some of them tie back to the stuff in the guild initiative office and stuff. So there's lots of tie-ins to the different areas.
Nice. All right, so we can, maybe not at the moment, I have no idea. We can keep upgrading this and make it really, really nice looking.
Ooh, so good.
Error 58. That might mean that
We're
there's-
interrupting someone's work.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right, so you upgrade it, you can upgrade it one more time, right? To make
Yes.
it the really good looking building?
Yeah, they'll be further down the road. You'll probably have to be, I don't want to give any levels away at this point.
Okay.
But how guild experience works and how the level system works is for every major building that you get, you're going to get about 100 guild experience.
Okay.
For every minor upgrade, you're going to get about 35 experience. And so as your guild levels, then you can start getting access to those upper tiers, so you can build the second tier of that restoration project.
Gotcha. That makes sense. As your guild advances, as your guild levels up, your guild hall gets better and better, and you have more stuff in there.
Correct.
Very
So
cool.
right now, you can build upgrades that are gated by level until you're level 40, at which case there will be no more upgrades that have, well, correction. You can get to level 40 really easily. Like the highest level that you need to be is level 40.
Okay.
But you can get upgrades beyond that. And so I think the highest that we've been getting right now is level 80. So
So basically what you're saying is there is no upgrade that we are going to ship that is going to require a level higher than 40?
yes.
There we go.
There, yes,
Thank you.
much,
Go
much
Seth.
better played.
That's awesome. Let's see. Yeah, let's get rid of the FPS because it's super pushy.
Let's go ahead and go in the office since we're here. See, we totally meant to do that.
Good, yeah.
That was really
deliberate.
slick, you guys. I am incredibly impressed.
And now your FPS is back.
Yeah,
So hit F11.
Yeah.
I know it's helpful to people who aren't us, but continually
It's a
making
good,
it go away.
good tool for QA as we do all the art passes.
Yeah, we use it
Okay,
all the
if you
time,
if
too,
you
in creating
head
maps.
to the right into the corner, that's where the what do we
notary
call it?
proprietor.
Notary. There we go.
Yeah.
Sit over here.
Yeah,
Yep.
in through those doors. The other big known.
So not Hannah, but the other one. Yeah.
So real quick, I want to clarify something. This just reminded me since we went into this hall that we talked about yesterday. This is kind of your first guild hall, right?
It kind of
This
is.
is
yeah.
this is a place for guilds to go before you've liberated Lost Precipice or Gilded Hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing to keep in mind, this instance isn't very big. So it's currently set to 5.
Okay.
We may change that number before ship. We'll see. Any number of people can go here. What will happen is the first 5 will be in an instance. The next 5 will go into a next instance.
Gotcha.
The next 5 will go into
Okay.
the next instance.
Okay, good. I'm glad I asked about that because I was thinking after we talked yesterday, wait a second, how does that work? So you do have the things, but how many people can go in here?
Right.
Okay, carry on.
Cool. So if you want to click one of the upgrades below that first one. So we wanted to talk really quickly. I know yesterday, while I had been talking about the treasury and stuff and things that can go into the treasury, there was one stipulance that we wanted to bring up, which was the fact that gold doesn't actually go into your treasury. So what that means is that whoever is your guild leader or your officer, the person who has the rank permission to purchase upgrades, they're going to have that money on them. So.
And there's no upgrades that cost gold in the guild hall.
Yeah, it's only going to be here in the notary.
Gold is basically the replacement currency. So we'll talk in a moment about the treasury. The treasury is how you pool your resources to expose it to the guild upgrade system. Gold is what you use before you've unlocked or learned about the treasury. So everything in the office, I think, everything in the office before you get a guild hall for sure, only costs gold. Well, okay, it costs gold in favor. Yeah. And yeah, that stuff will come directly from your inventory. It's still logged, so if you look in
your guild history.
I'm suddenly wondering if I checked that in yet.
I don't think you have, actually. Don't show it yet.
It will be logged.
Again, you guys are working so hard, by the way. I should probably take a second and thank you all. I've talked to people who I was just chatting with them. I was talking to Byron Miller last night, and it was like something like 8 o'clock, 8:30, and he was like, "Nah, man, I'm still at work. I can't come out," and that is not unusual these days. So.
Yeah.
Big thanks to everybody working on this.
All right, so let's see. So yeah, so it's going to
show.
Yeah. So okay. So those are upgrades that cost only gold. Now the other upgrades that cost items are going to require you to use the guild treasury, which will require us to go back to the guild hall. So we can do that.
So why don't we actually use the guild hall button?
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that.
Yes.
Ooh.
Click the button. Now we're button mashing.
But just the once, so it's okay. So the guild treasury is for people to, is this what we were talking about yesterday where you can deposit into it?
Yes.
Okay.
There's two ways to access it. You don't access it from the guild panel. You either, it's a tab on the upgrade panel, so when you talk to one of those proprietors, you can access the treasury from there. Or there's a treasurer that is somewhere. See, this is the problem with Heights. I know where everything is.
He's near the centro. So we'll always have an NPC that is hanging out right in the middle of the hall for the treasury.
Yay! So you can just like waypoint there?
Ideally, yes.
Okay.
All right, so this is your treasury. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, but what's going to happen is all of those items down below, with the exception of the temporary icons,
you need this many men in hard hats.
Yes, are going to be requirements that you need at some point for your hall that we currently have an upgrade available for. So that treasury right there is never going to show an item that you can donate that you don't have an upgrade that is actively requesting it. So say, using my Apple analogy from yesterday, that luckily was a karma item, and therefore you guys couldn't destroy the market after I brought it up.
Yay! We did. We went straight to Guild Wars 2 Spidey after we were off the air yesterday.
It could have been very fruitful for people.
There it is.
Yes. I was like, thank you. So if an apple was one of the requirements for an upgrade that we could currently actively get at the moment that we opened the treasury, it would appear as an icon within that treasury UI right there. And if you had those apples in your inventory and they could still be donated because the maximum that was needed by the guild had not yet been donated, those items would actually appear in the items to donate section of your panel for the treasury there. Even though your inventory might have several different types of materials, it will only show the items that you can actively donate. And when you click on those, they go into the Your Contributions section of the UI. And there would be a confirmation window that shows up, a button, and you'd press it, and it would say like, hey, you sure you want to actually donate this? And you can say yes, or maybe you go, oh, I don't know, I kind of want to hold on to this because there's a crazy Apple Core precursor that I'm trying to craft. And
again, so, not a real thing.
Not a real thing. Very
Stop that.
This is all theoretical, I'm sorry. Apples. Yes, so I've just totally blown where I was going with all of that.
I'm sorry.
So then you'd be able to donate the item.
Okay.
You will not be able to donate more items than can currently be used for an upgrade. I know a lot of you on Reddit and on the forums after yesterday's stream were feeling a little confused about that. And so actually the maximum number that you can actually hold at that period, if you hovered over, may I?
Yeah, go for it.
If you hover over the screen and over the number that is displayed under it, that's actually the maximum number that you'll be able to hold at that period from upgrades that you might have available in your hall. So that hopefully answers a few questions from people or concerns concerning that.
So if the guild already has 350 of those planks, you're not going to be able to put more in and just lose them into the ether.
Correct.
Okay.
You won't be able to see any of those items showing up in your items to donate. Okay. And even if you drag and drop items or from your inventory window into here, that won't be allowed either.
You just really want to get rid of that stuff. I have to ask, it's driving me crazy. Is that actual shovels, like silver waste shovels, that it's wanting?
How about what? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not sure at the moment.
Oh, the economy. The economy.
Hey, hey.
Yes.
Interesting.
Something apparently requires silver waste shovels.
All right.
It's probably
I
a mine upgrade.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so Isaiah Cartwright is doing a lot of our balancing for our upgrades. And so he's going through all of the upgrades and he's thematically going through and deciding, like, if I was building a mine, what would I expect would be needed? And so in that case, you've got the shovels.
And one thing to stress, if you put something in your contribution, it's not actually contributed if you don't click confirm.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. What does the mine need pie for?
Come on, they all need.
Well, the pie might not belong to that. It might
Okay.
belong to something else.
All right.
You've got to feed the workers.
All right.
That is true.
I'm totally on board with that. I just couldn't
Workers are
stop
people
looking
too,
at it.
Ruby.
Going, why pie? What does it need pie for? What kind of pie is that?
Delicious.
Apple, obviously.
Delicious
It's
pie.
an apple pie.
That was a really stupid question. I should not have even asked. All right. Good to know. And oh my gosh, I have so many of those totems. I'm just going through this going, oh my gosh, I have a lot of this stuff.
Right.
That's wonderful.
That set is going to change as you progress your guild hall because the set of upgrades that are currently available for you to purchase is going to change. And as new upgrades come in that you are able to purchase because you've raised your level or whatever, those things will appear as in there as things you should start collecting.
Nice.
Right. Other materials that you should be expecting to from the different upgrades that you're going to be building is we're going to be looking for things that are from all around the world. So things that you craft are going to be used, things that you gather are going to be used. There are things that are going to come out of our new maps that you're going to have to want to get your guild together and get in and get.
Really?
So it's going to be very universal for things that you're going to want to get.
I'm suddenly very excited. I've been making my gathering runs a lot lately, just because I've been feeling that my inventory is empty of certain things, and I'm running around a lot. And now I'm just really hoping, oh, maybe some of those things. Okay. All right, so does that kind of cover it, or do we have any more stuff to go through? Because I feel like that was a lot.
It is a lot of stuff. I don't know, what are we doing on time? Maybe we can answer anybody's questions.
Yeah,
if
we
you
are
wanna do that.
actually okay on time. We have about another 15 minutes if we want to take some questions from you guys. Mark can throw them out here, and we'll see if there are some of those that we can answer.
Yeah.
Now, if you get lost, the guild guide in the guild, is it in the guild panel, is kind of going to help you find your way again. Because, I don't know, looking at this for the first time, I found it kind of overwhelming. And I kept having to go back and go, okay, wait a minute, how does this work?
Right.
Yeah.
So the guide, as you're seeing right now with Jesse when he's clicking through it, we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but to maybe go into it a little bit more thoroughly. So when you first make your guild, or when you log into the game with a guild that has existed before we launched expansion, you're going to have what we call call to actions appear.
Okay.
These are going to be things that appear in bold at the top of the guide list, and players are going to be able to look at that and go, all right, so if I start here, this is a good place for me to start, and you can do that. So in this case, the first task that a guild, in Jesse's case, is going to be asking him is go buy a upgrade from the guild notary. And so he's going to go to the notary, he's going to look at the different upgrades that they have, and he's going to go, I think we can go for this. And so in addition to having that particular by a notary, I believe there's one for favor as well, do guild missions. And you'll also have that prompt to go out and do a guild mission so you can earn the favor that you need. And so it should walk you through to explain things a little bit.
Yeah. So Mark is giving us a couple of questions. I'm not sure what you guys are able to answer and who of you, so if you find something that you are able to answer, just grab it. I can tell you that the 5-person limit is not for guild halls. So no, we're not going to give you...
not for guild halls. Guild halls work differently.
Yeah.
Which I can talk about. The way guild halls work is so if you are a single person and you enter a guild hall, you are spun up a small guild hall. Currently, the limit for that is 5, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
So let's assume it's 5. 4 other people join, so now you're at 5. A 6th person joins. They are now going to join a medium-sized guild hall. I have no idea what the number there is. Everyone in the 5-player guild hall is going to get a message saying, "Hey, a larger instance is available for you." You can then say, "Oh no, we want to stay here." In which case, you have a 5-minute timeout, I believe it is currently. Or you can say, "Go right away."
Oh, wow.
You will then be transported to the new instance. It's actually, in testing, it's like a half-second load because it probably depends on the server, but the client already has that map loaded, so you don't have the read from disk load time, so it's very fast.
So it's the same guild hall, just bigger.
Yeah, and you stay in the same spot, so it's pretty seamless. Yeah, so then you're in an instance that allows more people. It goes all the way up to 200 currently.
Nice.
So you can have 200 people. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Saw some guild bank ones.
Yeah, there were some guild bank. We're having to like direct. Mark, scroll back up.
So some of the questions about the guild bank that it looks like it came up is if you have a guild bank currently on live, that does get grandfathered into the expansion. So if you have your guild stash upgrade currently purchased, when you get the expansion and you load into the office, you're going to have an NPC in there that gives you access to the guild stash without you actually needing to go and claim the hall. So you'll still have access to that. All your items will still be in there. All your money, if you've donated money into it, should still be there as well. If you've got the other 2 guild bank upgrades, which is the treasury and the deep cave, those will also be grandfathered over with the same rules. You'll still have your items, you'll still have your cash.
Sweet.
We can answer that influence question.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Influence gone, not a thing anymore. Any influence you have when the expansion hits will almost become useless. Almost. The reason I say almost. Do you know how to give yourself influence?
No, I don't know.
Dara, want to give him
Dara,
some
yeah,
influence?
she can still
Dara's got all the cool commands.
She does.
So you won't be able to gain influence anymore, but there is a way that you can sync the influence that you're, get rid of the influence you already have and get something in return. And so we'll take a look at that in just a moment here as soon as...
So I'm just going to give myself 10.
Okay.
Spelled guild.
So this might be part of what Dara's going to answer, but like my guild has been cranking out we've been using a lot of our influence on banners.
Yep.
Just to have them. So do we still have those?
You will still have those.
Okay.
So you have a choice to make before expansion. Do you want to spend all your influence on banners and stockpile banners so you got that value out of it, or do you want to hang on to the influence and use it for these things, which I think is balanced, so the correct answer is the other one.
That you want to use it for banners?
I think it's balanced, so it's better to use it for banners.
I was like,
not
dear
sure
my guild, please don't hate me if I'm about to learn something cool, because I have been the one clicking the make a banner button.
So there are 3 influence traders. Treasure, that guy, right? No.
No, it should be over here in the corner, but I don't think I gave myself enough.
You don't have enough influence. Yeah, so the influence traders don't show up if you don't actually have enough influence.
Really?
Yeah, we got all sorts of...
Whoa!
I am a very active guild member.
all sorts of cool, like, NPC pathing tech going on in here.
So because I used the command, I'm going to have to leave the office and come back.
Should have happened dynamically, but we'll see.
Okay.
Not worried about it if that's the case, though, because you can never hit that.
Come on.
There's 3 influence traders. One is in the initiative office, I believe also in the plaza in the guild hall.
There it is.
That trader will trade influence for favor.
Oh, hey.
Ronald Lefleur.
He's fancy.
So here, you see 10,000 influence.
Oh, hey.
And voila! There is a limit
Did
to
he
how
just
many.
take off?
Yeah, because we spent all the influence we have. He's going to leave because clearly we can't give him any other business.
You are of no more use to me. I'm out.
Yeah, so, and I think that's a 24-hour cooldown on being able to purchase.
Yeah, so there's a daily limit for how much you can purchase.
Okay.
And I don't remember how much favor you can get per day. I think it's probably only 1 for favor.
Okay. 1 note?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not positive on that. There's 2 others. One appears with the workshop, and that person will allow you to change influence into
Fuel?
yeah, but we've got a name for it. Ethereum? Or is that
Resonance.
Resonance, yes.
Oh, resonance. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and resonance is so currently on live you can use your influence to insta buy upgrades. So we still have things that take time, which we'll talk about tomorrow, and those are a scribe creates a schematic. You put the schematic in a queue, and now it processes. These are things like banners and whatnot. So those things take time to build. Someone has to assemble them. However, you can still buy off that time, and now it's in 1 chunk and not 4.
Okay. Okay.
And that's done with, and I now forgot the name again.
Resonance.
Thank you.
Resonance.
Yeah, so that's
It'll
the
resonate one day.
Dara, seriously, I am in awe at this point.
And so there's an influence trader that spawns there if you still have influence that will allow you to trade some of your influence to residents, just to give you a
Okay.
boost of that.
Nice.
And there's also a limit for how much you can do per day. I don't know what that limit is.
Okay. But in the meantime, discounted waypoints for everybody in the guild.
Yes. And there is one more that spawns with the mine. And that one, this is my favorite, though I'm not sure if it's actually useful. That one will give you a stone boost, stone weight boost. So if you buy that, your stone will come in like 2% faster. I don't know what the numbers are once again.
Hit me. But some percentage faster.
Some percentage
Not necessarily
faster.
2.
Which could just give you that edge against that other guild that you're competing with to be world first in whatever it
World
is you want to
first
be.
arena.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
All right. Good to know.
Yes.
I'm plotting.
They are
right.
too.
You are welcome for all the tips. So I see one that we kind of addressed before. We were talking about how you need Ethereum and it accumulates over a certain amount of time. So a super rich player can't just create everything and can't just start splashing gold around and creating everything immediately.
Correct. While there will be some things that you can purchase off of the trading post, there are still going to be things that you have to go out into the world in order to obtain. And of course, you've also got the Ethereum gating, which will actually allow a lot of our smaller guilds to keep up with like the mega guilds, because we estimate that it's going to be, and let me give you the official numbers.
Whoa,
I
we have
asked.
official numbers on something?
Well, not official. It's Izzy math. But
Izzy, okay, math is not where Izzy has problems, so I feel confident about this.
So he believes that it's going to take a minimum of 6 months for a guild with 10 very active players in order to build all of the items that are in the guild hall.
Okay, so this isn't just here's a thing that you can do for 24 hours and then you're done and there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice process,
This is something you
something
guys
for you to actively work on and not just sit around and go like, oh, here's the money, I'm done, now what do I do? Oh, I guess I can go play with this. Ideally, this will give you guys opportunities to go out into the world, do activities together, and build up your hall consistently, so you have constantly have something to do with your guild.
Okay. I have a related question.
Yes.
We were talking about trading in influence, and I made a joke about free waypoint or discounted waypoints. So that costs merits. Should I Burn through all the merits too?
Yes, yes. Get rid of your merits.
Do they do anything after hot launches?
No.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, use
Merits
the merits.
are gone.
Use the merits. And if other guilds are anything like mine, you're capped out.
Yes. You can use them for things like purchasing 25 banners, making sure that you've got all your banners and your, like maybe your Guild World events if you've got that unlocked, because those banners and stuff do carry over. So if you've got them currently, when you roll over into expansion, you will still have those 25 items of that consumable.
Okay, so many hero banners.
And-
So many hero banners.
And we recently, that 25 is new, we recently upped that caps to allow you more space to stockpile.
Nice.
Yeah. So some people are asking about, can we invite other people in our guild hall, like people from other guilds or people without a guild?
Ah, yes.
Yes, the ferrying. Do you want to talk about ferrying?
Sure, I'll talk about that. So, the way you can we exit the office and show that UI? So the way you can, there's two ways to get into a guild hall. Oh, three ways. You either push the button, or you can use the waypoint on the world map, or you can just walk to the thing in the world. So let's walk to the thing. And here you see we got a UI that asks you what guild you want to enter for. Now, your options here are every guild that you are in that has permission to be in this map. They have the guild hall, for example, or it's the office, so it's every guild. Or, well, and every guild that has a, so every person in your party that is in that map. So,
Oh, okay.
it's party or squad, and that's an important distinction. So, yeah, so if you want to let someone into your guild hall, then put them in your party or your squad, and then into your guild hall. Then they, via either way, either using the waypoint or going through the portal, can then see that list, and they'll see you in that list, and they'll say, oh, I want to join that person, and then they'll enter.
Yep, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
And if you want to invite a large group of people because, say, you're going to fight them in the arena, then the squad's the way to do that. Create a squad, invite everyone to that squad. Now you've got, I don't know how many people can be in squads.
A lot.
Okay, a lot.
A decent number, yeah.
That's
And
what
then
it'll
they
say
will all
on the
be able to
UI.
enter.
A lot. Okay, so we're getting kind of close on time. Everybody pick a question, and then we're out of time. You get 3 more.
I like the pun one, but
No.
let's see.
If that's, yeah, you
I
can
could go through the procedure for changing guild halls.
Okay, and you can answer that pun question because that's just so bad it's good. Who did that?
The pun question was, can Dara confirm that apples will not be needed for any core upgrades? Well, I'm sorry, guys, but the very essence of an apple is its core.
All right, you get 3.5 questions. I refuse to give that full credit for a question.
All right.
So changing guild.
So one of you guys asked us, what's the procedure for changing guild halls? So let's say that we got really excited and we went and got the Lost Precipice first, and we realized the errors of our ways, and we decided that we wanted the Gilded Hollows. And so what we can actually do is we can go into the office and we can talk to Kaga over here, and she will give you the options to go forth and claim the Gilded Hollow. And when you go through, if you complete the expedition successfully, you then swap halls. So you will no longer have the Lost Precipice, but you will now have the Gilded Hollows. Any upgrades that you had in the previous hall are transferred over to the new hall. So you aren't going to lose any progress by doing this. At most, what you're losing is that 100 gold to purchase the expedition and the favor. And actually, you can unlimitedly swap between the two if you feel that inclined to do so.
Do you have to go through the whole expedition again and kill all the things?
But if you really like the expedition and you want to do it again, you could spend 100 gold every time.
You're made of money.
For a guild where everybody's pitching in, the expedition was kind of fun, and granted, I was totally cheating through it, but I was thinking, I can't wait to do this with my guild. If your guild is willing to pitch in that 100 gold, that could be something to do.
Yeah, I mean, you could make it a weekly activity. Like this week, guys, we're going to do the Lost Precipice, and we're going to own it. And so during the week, you all may be given a couple gold, and at the end of the week, you have the sum that you might think you need. You might go out and do a guild mission to get the favor, and then that be your guild event for the week. And then you decide, all right, next week we're going to swap over and do this one. And then you go and you purchase it and you swap over. So it is an option for you guys for if you really like the expeditions and you'd like to continue doing that and experiencing that.
Okay, cool.
And one more note there, as for when you lose access to your old guild hall, so you can have one guild hall and one expedition at any time. When you get the expedition, you don't lose access to your guild hall until you complete the expedition.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So you're not just without a guild hall until you finish it off. You're not just running around out there going, well, too bad.
Good clarification.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so what do you think? Jesse?
Yeah, I'll weigh in on, there was a question about, are there decorations with collision detection, and can you place decorations on top of other decorations? So in order to give people...
It's like the Zaitan of decorations.
I know, right? Well, we went for the full bore, and we're going to let people just place decorations and stack other decorations on top of others, just to give them all the creativity that they can muster. So there'll be lots of, I'm expecting lots of stacked everything.
So what if I'm just going to cheat? I get a question too. There. And it's my own question. What if you screw up or misclick? Is there a chance of misclicking and placing one over, oh gosh, I just placed this statue over the other statue. Am I just screwed?
Well, no, you can't place...
Could I have been more crass about that?
You can't place things like pieces too close to each other, but they can go like on top or on the side. And once you misplace something and you want to bring it back, there's a handy way to just remove it and then replace it again. So it's
okay.
You can also, pro tip, you can also stack something and then erase the thing you stacked it on carefully so it doesn't
giving away
erase
the
one on
secret.
All right, erase that from the internet. That's now gone from the internet.
Were we saying it softly enough that they didn't hear?
I seriously doubt that. Thanks, James. All right,
so
confirmed.
you've got a question.
Yep.
Yeah. There's one about mega servers that's probably worth addressing. So for cross mega server guilds, will both NA and EU members get the experience of claiming a guild hall? Okay, so what this is actually talking about is cross data center guilds, which are an interesting thing. You cannot be in the same map as someone who's on a different data center. So for the guilds can indeed be shared across data centers, and things like what upgrades you have and whatnot are shared across data centers. However, when you enter the guild hall map, and so an EU person enters the guild hall, an NA person enters the guild hall, those are separate maps, and you will never see the people from the other data center in that map, unfortunately.
Why can't data centers work differently?
It'd be nice.
All right, so if a NA player comes in, you've got one NA player and then 5 EU players go into the guild hall. Do you get the message that says, hey, there's
the scaling also is very carefully made to be specific to data center. So yeah, so you could have a party of 200 going on in NA, and in EU, one person enters the guild hall. That's still going to be the small guild hall because the tracking of what size of an instance to spin up for you is data center specific.
Okay, that's just how they work.
Exactly.
All right, and we are running out of time. We were trying not to go too long here, but I don't want you all to starve to death while I make you sit here forever.
Oh, this is fun.
Well, we have more.
We have to show off like what we've been working on. So
it's nice, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we can do another Guild Week day tomorrow, and then another one on Friday.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go home and I'm going to fall down. All right, so yeah, we'll have more Guild Week tomorrow on Guild Chat. But for now, thank you guys so much because this was a lot of information. And I'm probably going to ask some of these same questions again later because I'll forget. It was just a lot. So thank you guys, and thank all of you for watching. And we will see you tomorrow on episode, geez, what is it, like episode 3 of Guild Chat for Guild Week. Bye, guys.